You see the thumbnail. I'm going in on this video. I'm gonna be talking about a lot. I have a lot of different uh, devices or things that I grew up on in my time. We got a pager. We got a landline telephone, the one that you put your finger in and just dial that way. Takes a long time to dial one number. Then we got another landline phone that was like a cell phone. Then we got the three other phones that's evolution. You'll see a lot of stuff in these thumbnails that are coming up. You'll see how we have evolved and where we came from to where we are now. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm showing you who the new God is on this earth. And the new God is this. The new God is your cell phone. Now, when you look at these thumbnails, you're going to see how things have evolved. You're going to see how they started out and where they are now. And what's taking over now is your cell phone. The number one phone out here is the iPhone. This is the phone that you rush to the store to get every time it comes out. You already have an iPhone, but you have to have the latest version. This is how controlled people are. Because the iPhone may add a new feature. You run right to the store to get it. See, the cell phone has become the new God because this is where everyone is. Everybody's on their cell phone. Back in the day, when you see these different appliances and stuff, they were their own separate thing. You had a laptop. You had a boombox. You had a CD player. You had a landline. I didn't put in the video, but we had telephone booths. We even had telephone booths outside that you would pay a quarter or 50 cents to make a phone call. But now everything has been shrunken down into one thing, a cell phone. And that's by design. They didn't do this for no reason. So your cell phone has everything on it. It has all types of apps. It has games. It has social media. It has a GPS on it. Just think about that. This stuff that we had back in the day, they didn't have a GPS tracker on it. They couldn't track us like they track us now. But now, you got a GPS automatically hooked up to your phone. You can turn the location on and off. They can find you. They can even find you without the location being on, but they're just not going to say nothing about that. They can even go into your social media account and see what's going on without your permission. Trust me, it can be done. I know. When they're doing like heavy investigations on people and they want to find something out, they go right to your social media and see who you've been talking to. They can go right through your phone records to see who you're talking to. They have condensed everything and put it right on your phone so they can keep track. And every day we wake up, we don't even think about it. Some people are thinking about it, but most of us aren't. Most of us are like serving our phone like it's our God. Like phones are so sophisticated now to the point you can, what's the word I'm looking for? Like you can put your credit cards on your phone. You can link your credit card to the phone. You can link your debit card to the phone. And some people out here destroy the hard copies and link their credit cards and debit cards to the phone. And guess what happens? One day you may lose your phone. You don't have the hard copies of your debit card or your credit card. So you can't spend any money. You won't be able to cancel your cards. You're going to have to physically go in the bank and have your cards canceled because you don't have the physical copy. Some people do that. They rely on the cell phone so much that they just throw everything away. We don't remember people's phone numbers anymore because we don't write them down. We don't know how to spell anymore because the phone does that for us. We don't write on paper anymore because we're always typing on the phone. Cell phone has become a one-stop shop for everything. We get all of our information, our news, everything, all of our entertainment right on one phone. And they know that we have to carry this phone around with us every day because we don't have a landline anymore. We don't have telephone booths anymore. So what are you stuck with? You're stuck with these silly ass cell phones that you have to carry around and lug around with you every day. Me personally, I resent carrying a cell phone. I honestly do. I don't like carrying them around. I feel like they are an inconvenience. They fall. You got to get a fucking phone case for them. You always got to cover the screen because it's a glass screen. So if you drop it too many times, the screen will crack. They don't last that fucking long. They're always updating the cell phone to the point where you're forced to buy a new one because the phone will stop working. I don't want to carry no fucking phone around with me every day. I don't want to be sticking shit in my pockets. I'm one of those people, I don't like a lot of stuff in my pockets. And that's including a cell phone. Cell phones get lost too easily. Sometimes you may be busy doing some shit and you accidentally leave your phone somewhere and your heart stops when you realize that you lost that phone. That's because we've become so dependent on this shit. If you see in the thumbnail, back in the day, we used to have pagers. So on a pager, a person would page us and the phone number would come up. And we would, the pager would go off and be like beep, beep. And you look at the phone, you look at your pager, you see the number come up. You go to the telephone booth, make a phone call. Or you go in the house and make a phone call. Then we had the landline when you were in the house. You call the person up, talk to them for a while. And y'all, whatever y'all gonna do, then you go from there. But we didn't have constant access to a cell phone all the time. If we had to make a call and we were outside, we had to go to a phone booth. Then we had, you see the big monitor screen with the computer. We had those, and then after that, we had the laptop. Then we had a typewriter before those two things. This is how we used to type. Then we had the big cell phone back in the day that looked like a walkie-talkie. It had a boom box where you put a little cassette tape in there. We had VHS where you put the big cassette tape and watch movies. Or you had a Walkman that you walked around with, a big ass circular thing that you put a CD in. A CD is like this, it's a plastic circular device or whatever you want to call it. Disc. It's a disc that you put inside of the CD player and it plays music. But we had to carry that shit around. So just imagine lugging around a CD player the size of your hand, like bigger than your hand, and you had to carry this thing around. And the thing is, man, we used to put that shit in our pocket and walk down the street with a CD player. You know how weird that would look today? You know how weird it would look to walk down the street with a boombox? But at the time, it worked for us. It was all right. We were used to it. It was normal for us. And now looking back, if we were to do that stuff today, we would be out of place. We would be out of time. Stuck in a different time zone. But I kind of miss those things, to be honest with you. I see how we've evolved to the cell phone, and I see how the phone has taken over people's lives, man. I see how the cell phone siphons people's energy. I see how people worship their phone more than God itself. People, the first thing they do when they wake up, they grab their cell phone. They don't think about anything else. They grab their phone. I'm even guilty of this stuff sometimes. Quick story for you. One day I was at a park and I was playing with my daughter. And my daughter was playing around and she started doing some stuff I didn't like. So what I did to calm her down, simmer her down, I gave her my cell phone to play some video games on it. And I like looked at myself and I was like, wow, I just gave my daughter a cell phone to pacify her. I'm still thinking about that till this day. Like, I'm appalled that I did that. That I didn't have any other alternative but to hand her a cell phone so she can play some fucking games. This is how attached we are to these fucking phones, man. That we use them as pacifiers for our children. That even us adults, we use these phones as pacifiers for ourselves. You don't have to watch movies on your fucking TV anymore. It's right on your phone. You don't need a CD player anymore. You can listen to music right on your phone through YouTube. Everything is on this phone. You can do everything on this shit. You can text people. You can call people. You can watch movies. You can watch mindless entertainment on social media. You can get spiritual advice. You can watch prayer. You can watch sermons. You don't even have to go to church anymore. You got people talking about, yeah, I watched the sermon on my phone. We didn't do that shit back in the day. We went inside of the church. We didn't watch no fucking sermons on our phones. Like, we went in because it was hands-on, because we got a chance to see everybody. It was community. We got a chance to interact with our friends at the church and sit there in the pulpit, well, in the congregation, and watch the pastor preach from the pulpit. It was like going to a concert every Sunday. But now, instead of going to church, people watch shit on their phone. This is how phones have taken over everything, man. There's no more interpersonal relationships anymore. That shit's dying out. Now, people trying to substitute actual physical relationships with a fucking cell phone. Oh, you don't want to go see a therapist? You can go right on your phone. You don't want to go in person to see a doctor? Go right on your phone and have a consultation. You can buy a car off your fucking phone. Before, you used to have to go into the dealership. You don't have to do that anymore. You can buy gym memberships right off your phone. You can pay for shit off your cell phone through Apple Pay or Google Pay. The old phones, we used to have to plug in the headphones, but now they don't have that. We don't have that anymore. All you got to do is go to the I'm forgetting shit, but you just link your headphones to your phone. There you go. Cordless. Shit is crazy, man. Like, these phones are really God in our lives. And a lot of the younger folks, like, you can see how much power their phones have over their lives, because they're always taking selfies and they're always on social media 24/7. Always posting stuff. Always looking at what's going on. But never paying attention to reality. When you go into a restaurant and you see people, or you go anywhere in public, people won't even look at you. They'll look right down at their phone. When I was coming up, man, when you walk down the street, either you looked at a person or you didn't. It would feel awkward. Either you knew the person, you say what's up, or you don't. You keep it moving. But it wasn't all this, looking down. When you see somebody, you automatically look down on your phone and try to look busy. Or sometimes what I see out here, some weak shit I see, when a guy sees a female, first thing he does, he pulls out his cell phone and act like he's doing something on it. What kind of weak shit is that? Or you got women that'll do it. They'll see a guy that they like, and instead of acknowledging the person, they look down at their phone. When did we get here? When did we become so socially awkward? This shit bothers me when I'm out here every day and I see this shit. Like, we have become so socially awkward and distant from each other that it's cringe. It's cringy as fuck to me. Like, we have allowed our cell phones to take over our minds so much that we don't even know how to interact with people anymore. We don't even know how to acknowledge people anymore. We look down at our phones as a way to avoid acknowledging somebody, as a way to avoid communication with people. Oh, I have social anxiety. I'm depressed. Who gives a fuck? Do you realize that anxiety and depression are negative entities? These are not mental health problems. These are entities that prey on the weak. People who are not spiritually sound. And I'm not saying just because you're spiritually sound, you're not going to go through these things. You are. But a lot of times when you're spiritually sound, you're an empath, you're going to pick up on people's energy. You're going to pick up on a residue. So because of that, you may take on some of these different entities and you got to fight them off. This is why it's careful. This is why it's important to be careful who you're around and who you talk to. Especially when you become spiritually in line, you're going to become more sensitive to things around you, your environment. You're not going to be able to be anywhere because you're in tune with shit. You feel things more. You're more intuitive. So it's very important to remove yourself from shit that brings bad energy to you. But this is all I hear these days. Anxiety, depression, all these kind of mental health issues, bipolar, and whatever else they coming up with. But this shit is happening to people because people are weak. They are preyed on because they don't have any awareness or any spiritual consciousness. So when you don't have any of that going on, you're going to be more susceptible to all that shit. This is why a lot of people are coming down with anxiety these days. A lot of this younger generation, anxiety, depression, lazy. You're being attacked by invisible forces that are siphoning your energy. And the cell phone is one of them. Our life force is being sucked right out of us, right through our cell phone. We spend so much time on this phone and on this screen that it's draining the life out of us. We spend more time interacting on the phone than we do with people in person. Of course, everybody's going to be anti-social. You know why? Because they're so plugged into the cell phone. And this is why I say the cell phone is guarding people's lives now. Because it's been shrunken down to one thing. Just like they trying to do everything. They want to shrink down and condense everything into one thing. This is how they did religion. They wanted to shrink it down and make it one God. When we know that every race has their different perception of who God is. But no, we had to shrink it down to one thing. There's only one God. But yet we have over 1 billion people on earth. And you telling me it's only one God? There's only one way to experience God, but we have over 1 billion people on earth? Make that make sense. It doesn't make sense. But this is what they do, man. This is how they keep control. This is how they control you right through this fucking phone. By shrinking everything down to one thing, you're being controlled. And you don't have any freedom. I don't give a fuck if you go out here and get a business, you get your own house, you get your own land. You're not free. You're not free as long as you're living on this earth and you're spiritually dead. You don't have any freedom because you don't know yourself. You don't know your true identity. The identity that you have has been an identity that's been forced on you from living in this world. Something that you have accumulated through experience. And that's what shapes you and makes you who you are. Shit that has been passed down from your family and through different experiences in your life make who you are. That is your identity. And that is not the real you. But you think that it's the real you and it's not. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. Wake up. These phones are ruining our lives. And it's only going to get worse. If we continue to allow this shit, it will only get worse for us. We are becoming nothing more than batteries. And our energy is being siphoned by invisible forces. And this cell phone is one of them. This cell phone is the God in our lives. And the cell phone needs to be destroyed. The cell phone needs to go back to what it used to be. Just a phone where you make phone calls on. I don't care what anybody says, man. The internet needs to be obliterated. Social media needs to be taken off the air. I don't care if people are making money off of it. I don't give a damn about your favorite YouTuber. They need to go. You know why? Because they constantly push out harmful content that's ruining people's lives, altering people's perception of reality, distorting it even more. That's what's happening to people. People's realities are being distorted by social media. It's already false and distorted, and you will allow social media to distort it even more. You don't have any freedom. You're a puppet. Whatever they push on us, we subscribe to without questioning that shit.